1. When preparing CNA candidates for the Illinois Nurse Assistant Competency Exam, which instructional strategy best aligns with adult learning principles? A. Rote memorization drills. B. Interactive case-based discussions. C. Long lecture sessions without feedback. D. Repetition of test items without context. 2. A mentor guiding a CNA trainee should prioritize which skill to ensure the trainee demonstrates competency in patient communication. A. Technical charting accuracy. B. Repetition of standard phrases. C. Active listening and empathy. D. Rapid task completion. 3. In curriculum development for CNA exam preparation, which component ensures regulatory compliance? A. Including only employer-specific procedures. B. Aligning objectives with Illinois Department of Public Health standards. C. Designing practice scenarios based solely on student preference. D. Using outdated textbooks for cost savings. 4. Which evaluation method best validates that a CNA student can transfer theoretical knowledge to clinical practice? A. Multiple choice quizzes alone. E. Peer-led discussions without observation. C. Skills demonstration with standardized rubrics. D. Self-reflection journals only. 5. During mentoring, how should a nurse assistant instructor handle a trainee who repeatedly makes documentation errors? A. Provide corrective feedback with examples. B. Ignore minor mistakes to reduce stress. C. Allow peers to correct errors instead. D. Immediately remove the trainee from practice. 6. Which type of question on the Illinois CNA competency exam most directly tests critical thinking? A. Definition recall. B. Scenario-based patient care situations. C. Spelling and grammar correction. D. Timed arithmetic calculations. 7. An instructor designs an evaluation method requiring students to role-play patient transfers. This approach emphasizes A. Task memorization. B. Psychomotor skill assessment. C. Passive learning. D. Knowledge-only recall. 8. When training CNAs, incorporating adult learning principles means avoiding learner input. B. Recognizing prior life experiences as valuable. C. Using one-size-fits-all teaching strategies. D. Limiting opportunities for practice. 9. Which of the following communication strategies support CNA trainees' success on the exam? A. Using medical jargon exclusively. E. Asking closed-ended yes/no questions. C. Providing clear, simple, and direct instructions. D. Focusing solely on written materials. 10. When developing practice tests for the CNA exam, what is the most important consideration? A. Replicating the exact test questions. E. Ensuring questions mirror exam format and objectives. C. Making all questions easier than the real test. D. Excluding patient safety topics. 11. Which mentoring approach is most effective for CNA candidates struggling with patient safety protocols? A. Reprimanding in front of peers. B. Demonstrating correct technique, then coaching practice. C. Assigning additional textbook readings only. D. Ignoring errors to build confidence. 12. A regulatory requirement for CNA curriculum in Illinois includes A. Randomized clinical instruction without guidelines. B. State-approved competency skill checklist. C. Peer evaluations as the sole method of assessment. D. Independent study only without clinical supervision. 13. Which best describes formative assessment in CNA exam preparation? A. End of course final exam. B. Ongoing skill checks with feedback. C. Licensing exam only. D. Written test without explanation. 14. A CNA student is hesitant to engage in hands-on practice. Which mentoring technique supports learning? A. Immediate penalty for non-participation. E. Encouraging gradual participation with positive reinforcement. C. Assigning the student to observe indefinitely. D. Ignoring reluctance and focusing on others. 15. During exam preparation, teaching CNAs to use SBAR, situation, background, assessment, recommendation, helps them. A. Avoid communication altogether. B. Organize and deliver patient information clearly. C. Reduce clinical accuracy. D. Replace documentation requirements. 16. Which evaluation tool ensures fairness and consistency in assessing CNA competency skills? A. Instructor's memory of performance. E. Standardized scoring rubric. C. Informal peer opinions. D. Randomized observation. 17. Curriculum development for CNA exam prep should primarily focus on A. Student preferences only. B. State-mandated competencies and patient safety. C. Reducing training time at all costs. D. Employer marketing strategies. 18. Which feedback method is most aligned with adult learning principles? A. Delayed, vague comments. B. Immediate, constructive, specific guidance. C. Avoiding discussion of errors. D. Only written notes without dialogue. 19. A CNA trainee demonstrates poor infection control technique. The mentor should first A. Remove the student from clinical practice permanently. B. Provide real-time correction with rationale. C. Ignore errors to avoid embarrassment. D. Wait until after the exam to address issues. 20. The Illinois CNA Competency Exam Skills portion is best prepared for through A. Memorizing textbook definitions. B. Practicing patient care tasks in lab settings. C. Watching videos only. D. Reviewing test-taking strategies without practice. 21. Which communication strategy reduces anxiety for CNA candidates during mentoring? A. Dismissing trainee questions. B. Providing reassurance and open dialogue. C. Speaking rapidly to save time. D. Criticizing minor errors harshly. 22. Evaluation methods for CNA students must ensure A. Testing only written knowledge. E. Balance between theory and practical skills. C. Exclusive reliance on peer evaluations. D. Ignoring regulatory requirements. 23. A key element of mentoring CNA candidates for the exam is A. Promoting independent critical thinking. B. Limiting opportunities for reflection. C. Reducing clinical exposure. D. Emphasizing memorization only. 24. When planning exam preparation workshops, instructors should prioritize A. Passive listening activities. B. Hands-on practice aligned with exam competencies. C. Social events to build morale only. D. Avoiding regulatory updates. 25. Which principle of adult learning applies when CNA candidates request more practice time on challenging skills? A. Learning should be self-directed and responsive to needs. B. Training should ignore learner feedback. C. Time on task should remain fixed for all learners. D. Learners should focus only on theory. 26. Which evaluation approach helps identify whether CNA students are ready for the Illinois exam? A. Random observation without criteria. B. Comprehensive mock exams covering all test areas. C. Feedback from peers only. D. Short, informal discussions. 27. A CNA curriculum designed without attention to cultural competence risks. A. Enhancing communication. B. Limiting patient-centered care outcomes. C. Supporting diverse learners. D. Meeting all exam requirements. 28. Which regulatory guideline must Illinois CNA instructors follow when preparing students? A. Using outdated federal standards. B. Adhering to Illinois Department of Public Health CNA training rules. C. Eliminating skills testing altogether. D. Ignoring clinical hour requirements. 29. Mentoring CNA candidates effectively requires A. Modeling professionalism consistently. B. Using intimidation as a motivator. C. Avoiding direct supervision. D. Focusing on test questions only. 30. When providing feedback on skill demonstrations, instructors should A. Criticize errors without explanation. B. Use positive reinforcement and corrective coaching. C. Wait until the next class to address mistakes. D. Allow students to self-correct without input. 31. Which aspect of evaluation best ensures regulatory compliance in CNA training? A. Documentation of student performance using state-approved forms. B. Informal notes by instructors. C. Student self-reports only. D. Reliance on peer feedback. 32. CNA exam preparation that includes scenario-based role play primarily enhances A. Critical thinking and decision-making. B. Passive memorization. C. Test anxiety. D. Irrelevant social interaction.